Dawson's Rentals.
Hey YouTube, Dawson Ryder here, coming at you today with a breakdown of the latest DonBrothers VS Zenkaiger movie trailer. I say breakdown because this isn't something that I'm going to be doing shot for shot, theorizing and talking about everything. I'm primarily going to be focusing on the stuff that has to do with Zenkaiser Black and Zenkaiser. I will be talking about the trailer in general, but it's not going to be super in-depth because this isn't really something like a new Star Wars trailer, like the new Ahsoka trailer that I've watched a bunch of times because I'm so excited and I'm like, oh, what's this mean? What's this mean? This is just like, hey, Toku nonsense and the actual mystery I want to talk about. But let's talk about the non-mystery stuff first. I mean, it's pretty par for the course trailer stuff. From the early description, it looks like, or it sounds like and looks like, it's almost going to be like following a Zenkaiger episode and a DonBrothers episode, as they're each facing this different monster that's coming back. So we have footage of them fighting those individual monsters, and it almost feels like this is going to be a weird comparison here. Maybe some people will understand the reference, but it reminds me of the iCarly Victorious crossover, where it was like, okay, this is like an individual episode each series, and then they meet at the end and sing. And there was like barely any cast interactions. I think there'll probably be more cast interactions in this, but... Or like that weird New Girl Brooklyn Nine-Nine crossover. It wasn't even a crossover, like Jess and Nick met once. I wanted to see Schmidt meet everybody. Anyway, this isn't a review of those two crossovers, which I can already tell are both going to be much better than this movie. But regardless, that's what it feels like, which is a bit weird, because usually it's like one thing that brings them together, and I don't know, I haven't seen the movie, just from the trailer it seems like it's going to be following like almost two different mini-movies and then them meeting at the very end. Because we see some Zenkaiger antics, you know, everyone being their zany selves, some two Kaiser nonsense wearing a crown. I think I remember he's like proclaiming himself king or something somewhere. A little bit of Stacy and Hawkeiser. I think Stacy was missing from like one of the lineups at one point, which was weird, but yeah, just confirmed Stacy's in it. Although I think he might have been in the last trailer. But regardless, we're gonna see some Stacy stuff. I almost want to see an interaction between him and a purple Don Murasame. If Don Murasame is in this, I'm like, yo, why didn't you get like any storyline, dude? I got like so much story. I was basically the main character because I kept being like, I want to be better, but no! And I did that like 8 times. It was a great storyline. But anyway, I kind of hope to see some interactions between that, or maybe just a little bit about Don Murasame in this. Anyway, what else we got going on? Oh yeah, so we have stuff with the DonBrothers, you know, just kind of talking as a group a little bit, talking with Don Momotaro. We see a little bit of Don Momotaro, like, post, you know, his memory wipe wearing the white outfit. Because, you know, if you didn't know, at the end of the series, he lost his memory. Spoiler alert. I mean, you shouldn't probably be watching this if you haven't seen it, but, you know, it's no longer a secret, it's information. But I'm going to assume he's going to get his memory back, because obviously we see him fighting as Don Momotaro, unless he remains amnesiac for, like, the whole movie, but he transforms. I have mixed thoughts on this, because I like bittersweet Toku endings. I don't need everyone to be bittersweet, but DonBrothers was a little bit more of a bittersweet, memorable ending rather than just a tied up in a bow ending. Sentai more often than not has a tied up in a bow ending. Rider used to be the one that ended weird. I don't know so much about that anymore. I've kind of stopped watching Rider in general, but you know what I mean, is they usually don't have memorable or bittersweet ending. Although I do think about the Die Ranger ending at least once a month. Like, what the hell was that? And I like the way it ended. A lot of people theorize that they wanted to kill off Don Momotaro, but obviously Toei wouldn't let him do it because it's Sentai and he's like a main character they're going to want to bring back for crossovers. But Toku continuity is garbage. They could just totally bring him back after killing him off with no explanation. Be like, Brenda, I thought you were dead. Girl, I thought you were dead too. Boom, done. But anyway, my long-winded point with this, I got distracted, I'm just a little bit nervous about them digging up the ending. Kind of like series like Gaiman Build, where I really dug their sort of bittersweet, memorable endings, and then they have to dig it up for all their gotta buy the 5 gimmick specials. I'm not as invested in DonBrothers' ending. I just think it'll be kind of a shame if they kind of, you know, dig up and retcon the way the series ended. We also see a little bit of Kiji Brother getting to exercise his overacting crazy muscles, and it looks like a shot too of Gold, of Dragoku, being a little bit weird in this one scene. I'm kind of hoping he's more normal in this movie, because I actually really liked his character in the last few episodes, and it was refreshing to see him behave like a normal human being. And I talked about in my series review and my finale review how I would have loved to have spent more time with that version of the character. So I hope we get to spend more time with that version of the character. I get a feeling they're going to have some parts where he's a little bit crazy to sort of, you know, represent that from the series, but just let him be normal. Just act like a person, and I want to enjoy just a normal person acting. But anyway, I just want to see him, you know, be that version of the character for the movie. I'm drawing too much from just this one scene. We do get to see him leading the team a little bit, though. But now what we're all here for, what I'm here for, is the Zenkaiser Black stuff. I actually have a Zenkaiser Black discussion video coming out this week before the movie comes out. And I think that, like, this trailer has something that I, you know, kind of upend some of the stuff I talk about, because it looks like there's a scene where Zenkaiser Black is going to meet proper Zenkaiser. It shows like a shot from the back of the main Zenkaisers and then Zenkaisers, and then you have Zenkaiser Black in front of them. So it looks like the two of them might meet, which could definitely just imply that they are two different people for sure, whether that means a variant or somebody taking his face or whatever. And then there's just like a scene of him contemplating, and then that's really important. And then a hologram of him being like, what about the droid attack on the Wookiees? It's not even the right kind of hologram. He's not even sitting in a Jedi Council chair. But it looks like they're going to address it. Honestly, this is the main reason I'm looking forward to this movie and watching it. Like, if this mystery wasn't up in the air and I didn't want to see how they were going to connect, I probably wouldn't even watch this movie. Who knows? Maybe I'll just look at the spoilers and not watch it. But I'm looking forward to that. I hope they do answer it. They're obviously going to address it, but I hope they don't address it and then dance around it and leave it like a Narutaki mystery where, at this point, I don't even know if they ever answered it or even remember. I don't even remember now. They danced around it so long. I don't even care. But I'm really curious about this. And so I hope they do actually answer it. You know, Toku is often short on answers, and when they do answer it, it's always stuff like, oh, well, the power was protecting Earth's smile. Like, what? So I hope they just don't dance around it. Like I said, clearly going to address it, but not, you know, I'm looking forward to like them addressing it, and I think there'd be some funny interactions where when the team realizes like they have these two people that they recognize. You know, maybe that's why they're keeping the cast apart for most of the movie, from my perception, because obviously they would instantly recognize Zenkaiser as the cafe owner. So I think there's some interesting and fun interactions, interaction potential there with all that. I also kind of hope they address like the gears. That's something else I was curious about. You know, early on, even though I was like so tired of the stupid legend transforming gimmick stuff, I was intrigued by that. I was like, okay, I'm actually really intrigued by the mystery of Zenkaiser Black, how it ties to the other series since he was multiverse hopping, how does it tie to the gears, how do these mythologies tie together. So in addition to Zenkaiser Black, I really do hope that they address the gears too and give us an answer about that, just because I thought that was kind of cool, and I was like unexpectedly intrigued by that. And since we're doing this, it's the perfect time to address it. And also, total side note, how great is it that rumor ended up being false about the King Ogers transforming into past heroes? Thank God that didn't happen. I was like, oh. Anyway, I just happened to think about that when I was thinking about DonBrothers continuing those anniversary elements. But yeah, I'm looking forward to hopefully getting some answers. I think that could be potentially the best part of the movie, is that cool mythology bit of tying together Zenkaiser Black and the gears, and maybe getting some fun and interesting interactions out of that unique fact about the series. But what do you guys think? Are you looking forward to this movie? Do you think they're going to address it? What are your Zenkaiser Black theories? Let me know in the comments. As always, until next time, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and climb the steps and ring that bell so you get notifications for my videos. DawsonRider, signing out.